Welcome back to another episode of the Kaleidoscope Maker, and this time I'm going to show you how to make another turning object chamber kaleidoscope, again out of that same brass tubing. They are small scale, but again you can enlarge it to whatever scale you want, and this time I'm going to show you how to make this, which is a kaleidoscope which is the same dimension on the outside but yet still has a turning object chamber. Alright, see right there. So stay tuned and watch how to do it. Welcome back to another episode of the Kaleidoscope Maker. If you remember last time, I made a turning object chamber. Well, this time I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to show you a different method. And this time, both the end ring and the body ring are going to be the same diameter. I'm going to show you how to make a turning object chamber this way. So stay tuned. Alright, in my last episode I showed you how to make a turning object chamber in the traditional form, where the interior tube, or the body tube, was smaller than the object chamber tube. Well, this time I'm going to show you how to make it so that the body tube and the object chamber tube are exactly the same size. Alright? Again, the principle is that you have 3 rings of a medium diameter tube, a ring of smaller diameter tube, so that these 3 rings slide onto it. Again, I'm getting it out of view. There we go. So that the 3 rings slide onto this smaller diameter tube, middle rings, and then the larger tubes fit onto this. Now, I'm going to show you one way to do it, but I want you to remember, since these are the same diameter, you can have them on either side. You'll understand that in a little bit. So what I want to do is make sure that one of these rings is adhered to the inside of either one of these. It doesn't matter which one it is, and the reason why is because this will be considered the center ring of the 3 rings. You have it in the object chamber end, or you can have it inside the body tube end, because again they are the same diameter. This particular case, and I apologize for the noise in the background, but in this particular case I'm going to I'm going to glue it, adhere it inside the this time I'm going to use 5-minute epoxy, because to me I think it holds better, not for any other particular reason. It says mix equal parts, so I'm trying to get equal parts. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on the inside. Well, actually I'm going to place it, on the inside of the, and again it doesn't matter which end you got. Remember that this could be the other end. I'm going to slip the ring in there. And in this particular case, actually I want to go from the other end, because I do want to squeeze out this end. So I'm going to push it down. Till it's flush. And that way the adhesive doesn't stay in this end. And there's a reason why, is because I want to make sure that when I put this ring on, it works. So this end, again, it could be in the body or in the object chamber end, doesn't matter, is going to be the middle ring. The middle ring. So then what I want to do is I want to glue one of these rings onto the end of this tube. I think this one's a little snug. Yeah, this one's a little snug. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere, put some epoxy inside, because I usually find out that the inside rings work a little bit better. You want to be careful about which direction your glue comes out, because you don't want it rubbing up against another piece or holding it into place. Alright, so as you can see, all my bleed out came out here. This leaves the rest of this free. And again, most of my bleed out came out here, so again it leaves the rest of this free. Now this time, those two rings right there are the same size, and they'll interfere with each other. Once I let this dry, I should be able to slide this piece into that piece, okay, which is fine. This will leave a little end here that I will want to glue the other piece to. So here's the other end of it. Again, this doesn't matter if it's the object chamber or if it's the body tube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue the ring to the inside. There's the end that fits of the tube. Now in this case, again, I want the bleed out to be towards the inside. So there we go. These two diameters, these two tubes are the same diameter, and inside is the middle size ring that's been glued into place. This is the smaller diameter tube with one of the middle sized tubes glued to the end of it. And once all this dries, I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, last time I left you, I just glued these items together. Again, I have three middle diameter rings, one small ring, and the two large outer tubes, of which either one can be placed either direction. Now, to finish up this kaleidoscope, I now take this ring, and I could shove it either into this one or into this one in the opposite end where that ring is glued in. But right now I'm going to slip it, because it's easier, into this tube right here. I'm going to have to push it in with something. As a matter of fact, I can use another small tube. Push it in, and as you see, it comes out. Okay, but now the problem is I need to glue, again, the one ring inside stops this ring. I think I have a little bit of friction there from the adhesive, so let me double check it. Yeah, I have a little bit of glue inside the tube here. Okay. I'm going to slide it in here. Center it the best I can. There it comes through. Alright. Make sure it turns easily. And now what I need to do is take this in with this small ring on the inside, and I need to be able to glue it onto this ring here. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 5-minute epoxy. This is not the newest 5-minute epoxy that I have, as you can see. And again, to keep it from gluing to this piece, I'm going to put the glue on the inside of this tube. Hopefully you can see me doing it in here. And again, on the small scale, it's not quite as good, but I'm going to have something to push up against here to keep that tube from sliding in. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to hold it in with this smaller tube, and I'm going to slip it in there. I'm going to twist it as it goes, and I don't want to necessarily go all the way. I just want to do it till I feel it turn, and then I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, just a little bit. And now, again, what I need to do is just let that dry. So I'm going to now let that dry, and once that dries, I'll be back and show you what this does. Oops, I have a completely out of view there. Show you what it does. So I'll be back again. Hopefully you saw me glue that in there. So again, I'll be right back. So now that the glue is dried, as you can see, these things don't come apart, and the object chamber turns. I'll bring it up here. Hopefully it'll focus here soon. Come on, focus. There you go. This turns, or to show you differently, this turns. And again, if I was going to finish that, I would down there put a piece of glass up against it. Okay, and then I'd make another ring and put another piece of glass here at the end in order to finish out the scope, because that'll make the end of the object chamber. And then of course I put my mirrors all the way down in here, and finish up by putting a lens and an eyepiece on it. So that's how you would make a kaleidoscope using telescopic tubing or sleeves or whatever, with a rotating object chamber. And in this particular case, the outside tubes are the same diameter, as opposed to the previous one where the inside one was smaller than the object chamber end. I could go ahead and show you how to make the object chamber smaller than the other end, but that's just the reverse of the first one. So there's really no need to do it. All you do is just make the shorter end the object chamber end, and make the longer end the outside tube, which would then be the body. Hopefully I'll show you some other rotating object chamber ends, and please come back and ask me more questions, and stay tuned for more. But there you go. I'd like to spend a moment here talking about a subject that I think people need to be aware of. Many people are aware of the fact that there are people out there with handicaps, and I'm very much aware of that, and I try to do what I can to be thoughtful of other people and respectful of other people, especially with handicaps. It is a tough area to deal with, but one particular area bothers me a great deal because I'm a sufferer of it, and that's a hidden handicap or hidden disability. You may not know, but there are people in the world that are walking around with excruciating aches and pains, dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, dealing with panic attacks, or have communication disabilities, or other problems and difficulties that don't show up as normal problems and difficulties that most people are aware of. For example, somebody may have a stutter. Of course you're aware that that person has a disability or a handicap, which that's really not something if you treat them with respect and decency without teasing them or making fun of them or abusing them, there's not really a problem to keep them from leading a normal life. Some of these hidden disabilities, people are abused and are teased because people don't think that they have a disability or a problem or pain or ache. And so they are teased, they are abused, they are treated disrespectfully. So again, I want you to learn to become aware of people with hidden disabilities. Even if they don't have a disability, you're unaware of it, let's treat each other with human decency, with respect. Let's treat each other kindly. And then you're not unintentionally hurting somebody who might be a sufferer of a hidden disability. That's my comment for today. I'll probably have some other comments, and if you don't want to see this part, that's fine, you can skip it. You can also criticize me for putting it on here, but I think we all need to be kind to our fellow human beings, not treat them with disrespect or lie to them or be deceitful or dishonest and that kind of stuff. So go ahead and leave your comments, criticize me if you want, but that's just something I wanted to say. Thank you, and please come back and please support these videos and help me continue to make them. Thank you.